not everything you love is going to be cool and mainstream, right? Not everything. But there is something really cool when you've been into something for a while that becomes popular or that becomes mainstream. Like it becomes like a validation almost. Now, sometimes people feel the other way and they think like, oh, great, now everybody likes it. It's not cool anymore. Yeah, that's true, but it's still cool. Most of the time, it's a good thing, right? Examples of this I'll give from my own personal perspective, right? So, like wrestling and like Halo, right? So when WWE, I watched wrestling in the 80s and the early 90s, and I loved it. And, it was fairly well known. People knew who Hulk Hogan was, people knew who the Macho Man was and stuff like that, and it was known. But by, 1996, by 1994, 5, and 6, people really didn't like it. And people thought it wasn't cool. People didn't know what was going on in the WWF. I'd be in school. They didn't know what I was talking about. And then suddenly in 1998, it all became huge and it became mainstream to every news station. Pop culture were mentioning wrestling, mentioning WWE because they were all watching it. And it became like a nationally known craze. People knew who Stone Cold was. They knew who The Rock was. And it just became this huge thing. And it felt great. Because not that long ago, I was in school and people were like, "Wrestling's lame. You suck. I don't even know who that is." Now everybody knows who it is, and I'm watching something, but I've been watching it, so it's like a payoff that I've been a fan of this thing. Same thing happened with Halo. I was reading about Xbox before Xbox launched, and while everybody was excited playing the new Dreamcast and PlayStation 2 was going to be a big thing, and all these other things. And GameCube, I was like, dude, this thing Xbox is coming out. And people were like, who cares? And I got Xbox the day it came out and I played Halo and I was like, holy crap, this game's amazing. And I was so into Halo, but nobody else really was. Even in my entire school, a year later, nobody was really playing Halo yet. Nobody really started getting into Halo overall. I mean, a lot of us who are more intense gamers and stuff like that, or just happened to be able to get our hands on an Xbox. Yeah, we were playing it from 2001 and 2002, but it really took until 2003 for more people to start getting on board. Like, damn, this Halo game is pretty good. And by the time they did, Halo 2 was coming. And when Halo 2 released, it was a massive release. It was a just crazy, like, worldwide craze. They were talking about Halo on news stations, on like comedy stations, MTV, Comedy Central, all across the whatever. And there was a midnight release that was nuts. Millions of people were playing Halo. It felt like everybody was doing it. So it went from being this like underground thing to everybody's doing it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows what it is. And so, things like that, those lightning in the bottle, or those, I would say more of those buildups, the buildups of a franchise or a stardom into something that becomes worldwide known. Those are the moments that we really remember those times, and we feel great to be a part of them. Say it's a band you like, and they started small, and you've liked them for a while, and suddenly they get huge. It's stuff like that. Those, how many of those things do you guys have? Because there's a lot of stuff we're all fans of that never got big like that, that you might still like, but only a small group of people know about it. But, when you've been following wrestling, forever, and you see it explode to like it did in the late 90s, it's pretty cool. And when you play a game like Halo, when it launches, and nobody else is playing it for like a year or two after, and you're trying to tell everybody about this game, but eventually it becomes a mainstream huge hit. I mean, it feels cool to be a part of that. I'd add Diablo to that list, but I never really fully got into Diablo 1, and I honestly I got into Diablo 2, but not on the day it launched. I got into Diablo 2 probably months into it already being out. Word of mouth got to me about Diablo 2, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember Diablo 1. I played it for like a minute and didn't really play it much. I'll check out Diablo 2, I guess. It looks the same. And then I got it, and it was a whole different thing to me. I had more fun with it. So, yeah, I can't use Diablo 2 as an example, but I could say that about, it's the opposite with Diablo 3. Diablo 3 is weird. Diablo 3, like 11 million people or something bought it in one weekend, and everybody was playing Diablo 3. And then after a couple of months, you realize the game isn't very good. And then the game got really good 6 years later, but nobody's really playing it anymore, so it's actually the reverse. Like, I feel like I'm so glad I stuck around to play Diablo 3 because it got to become an amazing game, but nobody really plays it. I think something like 800,000 to 1 million people come back every season for Diablo 3, which is actually more than you would think, but it's just so that doesn't really sync up, but it doesn't really count. But these are the things that I think about when I think about the things I loved, because one of my favorite things ever is wrestling. One of my favorite games ever is Halo. I'm trying to think of what are the things that I love still to this day that I still really love, and I'll always kind of like cherish them, and they've made up a long period of my life and things that I really love and whatever. What are those things? And wrestling is one of those things. When you think about like what's something you love that's also very successful, or was also part of a huge successful time, and wrestling comes to mind. And you'd probably cite like I said, the Attitude Era, 1998 to 2002 or so. That time as being like, yeah, the whole world was watching this. It felt like. And again, Halo, I feel like, is another one of those examples because everybody was playing Halo. By Halo 3, everybody was playing. That was probably the pinnacle, right? Like Halo 3. It was Halo 2, but Halo 3 actually had way more players. In fact, I've talked to so many people that played Halo 3, and they were like, oh, I didn't really play Halo 2. And I'm like, what? The word of mouth about Halo 1 and 2 got to people so much that they started playing Halo 3, and their game is Halo 3. It's like Star Trek. Whatever Star Trek you start watching is the one you love the most, regardless of which one it is. That's why people fight about Star Trek. That's why right now you see more people talking about how they like Deep Space Nine more than the Next Generation. It's because like the younger people started watching that one, and then they went back and watched the others, but it wasn't quite like the first one they watched. So that nostalgia overrides everything. Even if the show you like may not really be as good as the other one overall and according to most people's opinions, but the nostalgia of it is going to carry you over. So, and if you're there from the beginning, you get a really clear perspective of all of it, I feel like. But then again, the first thing you saw is going to be the first bit of nostalgia you have, so you're going to like the first thing. That's why the original series fans are going to be like the original series, like for sure, over everything. I saw someone rank. I don't want to get off topic. I saw someone rank something earlier, and it just made my head explode. But no, Halo 2 was crazy. There was a midnight release. Millions of people were playing. It was Xbox Live for the first time. You got to understand that nothing was really working very well on Xbox Live at the time for multiplayer and online play. Like, there wasn't a lot of stuff, right? It was just starting. But Halo 2 ran amazing. I mean, it had lots of weird glitches and people could mod things and stuff, and it was a problem. But, I mean, overall, it ran the best. You'd get, if you played 10 games, maybe one of the games would be a problem or something. And so it was really good. But like I said, it was covered everywhere. The news, America just felt different. I go back, I watch the videos, I think about the time. It's crazy, too, because we were, like, in the war in Iraq and all this crap and manipulation was going on. But, like, it still felt more prosperous. It still felt better and exciting and prosperous here, which is crazy. Because we were in a war that didn't make any sense. But it just felt like a better time. Now it feels like, this feels terrible. I think it's because we had money. I think that's the difference. I think people were living better. When you're living better, even if there's a war going on, you're like, yeah, but I feel good, because everybody's living well. Yeah, over there's something terrible, stupid going on, but we're living great. The people were living wonderfully, for the most part, in America. We're not now. Now everybody's working 3 jobs of whatever, and there's just stuff going on everywhere, and nobody has. It's just chaos right now. So there's a lot of soullessness and emptiness, and everybody. It's not the same thing. You had to go out to midnight releases all the time. You went out to the movies all the time. The Ghostbusters movie the other day, multiple theaters, just nobody's out. Nobody's out there going. You know. Yeah, there was still movie stores. 2004. There's still Blockbusters. There's still people renting and all that. Like it's a different feel now. It's a soulless feel at this point, and it's just going to get worse. It's about to get really worse actually, because we're going to go through this resetting of whatever that the world always goes through every whatever it is, 100 years, quarter years. I don't know. There's all these studies on it and people, experts talking about it, and I don't know. But the bottom line is this happens all the time, and we're in that moment. But when you're in the good times, you don't think the bad times are coming. You know, you really don't. You're like, this is great. And you always think you're in the bad times, but you're not. We were not in the bad times in 2004. We were not in the bad times in 1998. We're not even in the bad times in 2006, but we are now. And it all started after the Occupy Wall Street thing happened, after the housing market crashed in 2008. I think the government and people said, we got to kill these people because they were fighting back against the banks. They were occupying Wall Street. People were going nuts. And right after that is when everything went crazy. Just look it up. Look up the timeline, everything, and start studying it all, and your head will explode. But, yeah, there's no more midnight releases now. Now it feels more like the online community is more of what we're going to remember. We're going to remember more like the YouTubers who talked about things, the podcasters who talked about things, the experience of logging in live, I guess, you know, what you were doing playing the game, watching people's reviews of the game and streams of the game. You don't see the game or the thing being celebrated across TV anymore because TV's not really there anymore. You know, you see it celebrated and talked about on YouTube. You know, like when Halo 2 came out, you could see it on MTV and Comedy Central, and the news would have it, and there'd be jokes on the news and shows that you watched everywhere. And then there'd be online stuff, and then there'd be online videos about it, and all kinds of. So you kind of had a little bit of everything going on. Late night TV as well. Now that wouldn't happen. You wouldn't see all these places covering Halo 7 if it were to come out. You know, you'd only see it on YouTube in that condensed form. So I don't know, that's sort of the way things are different. I'm trying to use examples of how everything is different. But anyway, I've rambled on here. I hope you guys enjoy the video and you comment down below. And you watch Out of Nowhere last night. Me and Jake DeMarco talked about Out of Nowhere and talked about a lot of stuff on Out of Nowhere. That's up. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. And don't forget, Monetize This 450 is coming this Saturday night. The belt's on the line. Jake returns. Dork Knight, Jake, me, Luke, and Jay Menace all vying for that Monetize This championship. Of course, always nerdy with the points in the bank. Leave a comment down below if you like. Have a good day. And I'll maybe react to comments later. Also, look for our podcast that will be up on Patreon probably by the end of the weekend.